Today was awesome.
It was more than a workshop or session.
Close your eyes, you can, or just listen. The little girl in the peach dress. Someone asked, Jeneen, how long have you been speaking? I had a flashback. In my mind's eye, I saw a tiny little girl dressed in a perfectly pressed, crinoline protruding peach dress. She was the mistress of ceremonies for the kindergarten commencement at the West Oak Lane Daycare School. She stood there before hundreds of people on a huge stage. The microphone was positioned perfectly at her lips. She was not afraid. She was prepared. Study, smile, speak. It was Sunday, June 28th, and I was only 5 years old. I vividly recall the countless rehearsals we'd had as a class, and I remember memorizing what seemed like millions of words. There were just as many instructions from my teachers and my mother on how to present myself. Miss Palmer was my teacher, and she was a superb coach. Sandra Elizabeth Winters was my mother, and she served not only as my master coach, but as my lifelong cheerleader. My mother's words and the look she gave me when saying, "You can do anything you put your mind to," are forever seared into my consciousness. While I don't remember a lot about the actual ceremony, what I vividly recall is how proud of me everyone was. Even the strangers who congratulated my parents had this sincere look in their eyes. They had this tone of voice that time will never erase. They were delightedly smiling, and I could sense that I had exceeded their expectations. I knew my stuff, and I made them smile. I was only 5, but I understood that excelling at my studies had earned me that spot in front of the audience. I knew that my diligent preparation for the moment had empowered me to do it unafraid. And I knew from how the audience reacted to me and to my parents that day, that whatever the word was for how I had made them feel, that I wanted to do it over and over again. Virginia Woolf said, "I can only note that the past is beautiful because one never realizes an emotion at the time. It expands later, and thus we don't have complete emotions about the present, only about the past." Perhaps BEspeak truly began much farther in the past, over 30 years ago, in the young hearts and minds of Reverend Raleigh and the little girl in the peach dress. How do you feel? Warm and fuzzy, inspired. Give me one word. Touched. Somebody said beautiful. What else? You remembering. So do you see the power of telling a story? Why did I make you remember that we don't really listen to stories? We're not really read to as adults. This is one of the most powerful techniques that you can use when speaking to an audience, whether it's children or whether it's adults. The power in telling the story is not about the story. It's about what it helps your audience to remember. It's about the emotion that it evokes. See, some of you are stressed out about speaking because you are trying to do everything yourself. And you're doing it without enough, write this down, without enough reflection, preparation, stillness. See, if you sit still long enough in a quietness and you really take your audience seriously, you won't be working so hard and you won't be so anxious, because what you need to say to them and the energy that you need to create for them will come to you, and then it will come through you.